Happy Sunday. Happy race day. I hope if you're like me and you're having to split the TV between NASCAR and football, that it's going pretty good. I know last week it was very entertaining for us splitting the TV. I had the iPad. My husband had the TV, even in Disney. We had room tech. And they're like, what y'all watching? And we're like, I'm watching NASCAR on the iPad, and the husband's watching Tampa Bay on TV. So, yeah, he was actually able to watch his team play, and he was excited about that. So I couldn't belittle him for wanting to be able to watch his team play and hopefully get, what ended up being the win against the Commanders. Sorry, Commanders fans. I don't like calling them Commanders. I don't. I still call them the other name 98% of the time. So we, as we were coming home on Monday, we ran into somebody wearing a whole bunch of Commanders gear, and had a conversation, and it was pretty funny. He liked that I, as a Cowboys fan, because I am not one of those crazed Cowboys fans. I talk just as much crap about my team as I do love for my team. So I'm the first one to say we suck. As much to say, oh yeah, well, that was really good. Congratulations, guys. Or that was really boneheaded. And no, we'll be on the couch with you here real quick. So I'm a very realistic fan. Like, no, we ain't gonna do nothing because this is no. I was like, but I don't get to really watch football until NASCAR's over with. So I get to enjoy football, starting in November. And then through the, when Super Bowl hits, I was like, and then it's time, for my season to start again with NASCAR. So I get a couple good weeks of football in, and then I don't get to really watch a whole lot of football. Do I get to hear the guys talk about football a lot? Yeah, I do. But I was like, I don't get to watch it like I used to get to watch it. I get to hear a lot about it, but I don't get to watch it like I used to. But today, since we're home, I'm sure one of us will be in the living room watching TV, and the other of us will be in the bedroom watching TV, and flipping back and forth between multiple games. I just don't know which will be which. So I hope that if you're in the same position, that everything went very smoothly for you and your family as well. Welcome to the split screened, split time world. But if for some reason your other half said, I'm watching all the football, you missed a really good race. Atlanta was fire. And I do mean fire. Oh my goodness. Drivers were celebrating if they just made it through Atlanta. I think it was a hot mess. I don't know what's going on. For whatever reason with some of these drivers. And overtime, I really have yet to understand. just don't know. It was crazy, first of all, how we continue to hit this issue of overtime almost every week of overtime, or almost every week. It was hot. And overtimes almost always breed another round of overtime. It was just, I don't know. I saw somebody else saying NASCAR at this point, you need to go back to banning overtime. Which, should we ban overtime? I don't know. I don't know if that's the right or wrong answer. I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is for this situation. Because it's getting messy, especially with some of these races, such as Atlanta. While Atlanta is not technically a super speedway, I call it a mini super speedway because you will do a lot of drafting at Atlanta. We had 8 caution flags for a total of 44 laps. And I mean, the first one came between 57 and 67, and that's because Kyle Larson again lost his car. Like, what the world? That's like 2, almost not back to back, but almost 2 back to back issues with Kyle Larson. And that took out him, and it took out the 14, which was Chase Briscoe. So, I mean, right there at the beginning, we had an accident almost. We then had another one for debris on the track. Whoop-dee. But it's the third stage where we have all the problems. It's like haywire. Almost, that's where everyone seems to break loose, is stage 3. It's like everybody minds themselves stage 1 and stage 2. It's just like Daytona and Talladega almost. We all got mind our manners stage 1. We all mind our manners stage 2. We might have an issue, a small issue here and a small issue there, but nothing major. We gotta mind our manners. Then we have an issue with John Hunter Nemechek. Then that is going to bring us the 12, the 19, the 17, and the 16 all having an issue. Okay. That goes from lap 206 to 211. Then we have another issue for debris, which goes from 251 to 255. We barely get back racing, 260 to 264. And you have the 10 having an issue. Okay. 266 to literally, we just 2 laps. 2 laps, y'all. The 71, the 38, the 78, the 42, the 16, 43, 4, 15, 21, and the number 23 car all crash together. So literally chaos. We get the final restart. Joey Logano will win the first race in the playoffs to secure himself in the round of 12. Great job to Joey. But you then have them crashing again. Like, people. I don't know if it's we excited. Yay. We doing bonehead moves. Boo. I don't know. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. It's fun. It does bring entertainment, not gonna lie. I was highly entertained. But seriously, why? Why? Highly entertaining. But a lot of just cars destroyed. Stage 1, we had Ryan Blaney win. Stage 2 was the number 2, which was his teammate, being Austin Cindric, which was a good race for him. Our top 10 was Joey Logano, followed by Daniel Suarez. It's a good run for Daniel Suarez, finishing second. Ryan Blaney was third. Christopher Bell, fourth. Alex Bowman with a good finish, fifth. Tyler Reddick, sixth. Kyle Busch, seventh. Chase Elliott, eighth. Ninth was William Byron, and 10th was Austin Cindric. So a good run for him. Ty Gibbs finished 17th as a playoff car. Brad Keselowski was 19th. Denny Hamlin was 24th. Harrison Burton was 31st. Martin Truex Jr. was 35th. And Kyle Larson was 37th. And Chase Briscoe was 38th. So it's like the playoffs. You have the playoff issues. They strike for the playoff drivers immediately. While we did have quite a few playoff drivers in the top 10, you do have quite a few of the playoff drivers who had playoff issues immediately. So right now, Ty Gibbs is 12th in points. He is the final transfer spot to go. The 4 drivers below the cut line are Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Truex Jr., and Chase Briscoe is pretty much almost already in he has to win to get in to the next round position. So with Daniel Suarez, that definitely helped him points wise. So good for him. It did drop Kyle Larson down some for his. And we'll just have to continue to see. We have today's race at Watkins Glen, and then the next race afterwards will be the cutoff race to knock us down to the next 12 drivers. So we get 3 races, and then 4 drivers are eliminated. So we go from 16 to 12. So we'll see who gets in. We had quite a few that had some issues and qualifying for Watkins Glen today. That doesn't mean that they still won't rebound and do well, though, today. So we'll have to wait and see how that works. I'm waiting. Watkins Glen is always a very interesting way, an interesting track to see. We have a lot of drivers that have gotten so much better at uh, at this type of track, road course racing. So, and we have some drivers that are watch the Air Titans if you got to bring them out. Juan Pablo is driving. No, but seriously, Juan Pablo is out there this week. I had to miss him a little bit, not gonna lie, but you do have to watch the Air Titans. He caused some definite issues for the Air Titans prior. He caught one on fire where he did get them. It was quite entertaining, quite sad. It reminded me of like a Days of Thunder, like you've hit everything else, now hit the pace car. Yeah, that kind of reminded me of that type of situation. But we do head to, like I said, Watkins Glen this week. And it shall be, again, another very interesting. I know yesterday they had multiple issues, multiple cautions, multiple restarts, crashes. They used a mouthpiece from Kyle Larson to make Watkins Glen safer. So I think that he was able to use this like very specific mouthpiece that he had. He had a professor of biomedical engineering at Wake Forest University School of Medicine make a very interesting mouthpiece. We talk about brains a lot on here because brains are important. First of all, drivers get really bad concussions sometimes from the impacts that they make on those walls. And so you'll see one of the results in the collaborations that they did with NASCAR this week at Watkins Glen. So they did this wire rim glasses. Oh, sorry. So, when you think of this, we definitely think of nerdy people because sometimes they are. But literally, they take this research, and it's to help protect people from youth all the way up to football people, NASCAR drivers. So just doing so, they put this cool mouthpiece in Kyle Larson's mouth last year, and they were able to generate data that showed how bad the I think it was they've done something. The turtles were. And so they made some modifications to it. They showed like the two metal turtles, and they made some They installed the inside rumble strips of the bus stop to the inner loop to make things a little bit smoother. The turtles and a set of steeper black pyramids close to the turn prevents drivers from taking shortcuts. And so Larson showed why the change was needed. He showed the data from his 2023 mouthpiece, and it showed the number of G's that like his mouth and his head was taken from those. And it was just insane. So normally, like when you sneeze, it's like only like 4 G's. I'm like, huh? I didn't even know that. That's crazy. But his head was subjected to the average almost 3 times of a sneeze each time he ran the inner loop during the 2-hour race. I'm like, good gracious. So, there's data behind it. We'll see how that all plays out, see how it goes, and see how this changes things. I think it might have caused some issues with changing up some things, but I think it's going to make for healthier things in the long run for some brains. We get one of those. You don't get another one. Take care of your brain. It's important. And that's all I got to say. Your brain is important. It's been talked about a lot this week, especially with Tua having another concussion. And NFL, please listen. Take the time to properly heal. Brains are super important. Parker Kligerman will not return to full-time racing after this season. So he's like, I'm no longer pursuing full-time rides. So he did a nice little post that on Twitter as well, that he is no longer going to be pursuing those, and how thankful he was for everything. It was a really nice little note as well. Rick Hendrick and McLaren did announce, which we kind of expected, that Kyle Larson will do or attempt to do the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600. They do have this time though a backup plan in case of rain. If for some reason it gets delayed, they will have a backup driver to take on the position. And Kyle Larson will be going back to drive the 600. So they do have a backup plan this go around, whereas they didn't necessarily have a solid backup plan for it. So, or they did, but thought that they could still make it and get to the 600, get in the car, but then the rain made it to in time to ruin the 600. So they did make it very clear about how that's gonna work this time. So they learned from this go around to the next go around. So we'll have to watch and see how that goes. I'm kind of excited to see how he does, how he learned from the first 500 to the next 500, and hopefully he gets to do both the way he wants to do both. So hopefully no rain. Let's hope for that. No rain. Lastly, we are in Watkins Glen. Yay. And hopefully it's going to be a beautiful day for racing. We are set to see the green flag wave around 3:06. It is looking like we're going to go 90 laps for a little over 220 miles on the 2.45-mile road course. Stage 1 ends. We have stages. Lap 20, stage 2, lap 40. Hopefully, I know that Xfinity went into overtime. We don't go into overtime. It will be on USA, or if you need to listen to it, Sirius XM. It is supposed to be a high of 82. Something has graciously provided us some beautiful weather over here, and I'm thankful for it. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very thankful for it. Since I got back from Florida, for some reason, like Virginia-ish, North Carolina, Virginia-ish up, it's very, very nice, so I'm not complaining. So hopefully it'll stay that way up there too. Our lineup looks like Ross Chastain, Martin Truex Jr., Shane Van Gisbergen, Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric, AJ Allmendinger, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Noah Gragson, and Michael McDowell. Your other playoff drivers: William Byron starting 11th, Chase Briscoe 12th, Chase Elliott 14th, Ty Gibbs 15th, Tyler Reddick 16th, Christopher Bell 17th, Kyle Larson 20th, Denny Hamlin 22nd, Brad Keselowski is starting 28th, Ryan Blaney is starting 30th, Harrison Burton is starting 33rd, Juan Pablo, who didn't seem very happy with his car at all compared to the one evidently he test drove, is starting 34th. We have 15 Chevrolets, 14 Fords, and 9 Toyotas today. So yeah, William Byron gave Hendricks their fifth consecutive win at the track last year. So we'll have to see. Are they going to make it 6? I don't know. It's not looking very, very promising at the rate that they're going right now. Literally, it's that lineup looks awful, but you never know what's going to happen on a road course. Strategies, especially with stage breaks, that changes everything. It really does. So happy Sunday, happy race day, happy changing or switching TVs, splitting TVs, flipping back and forth, hopefully DVR if you have to do so. And I will see you next week. Bye, y'all.